Alright, so welcome back to FRTN Worldwide News. Thanks to subscribe on our YouTube channel for more information about this. Buhari is not the problem of Nigeria, says by Lucky Hudu insists. Alright, in briefly, social media influencer and the director of the Youth Sensitizations and the Rehabilitation Affairs has declared that the responsibility of every parent is greater than the leadership of president. He urged Nigeria to stop seeing President Muhammadu Buhari as the cause of the nation's problems. Alright, Hudu make us know that this is made no clearly based on the critical analytically. Example in the video he recently released on his page. According to him, why is it that we always blame the government for everything? Most of us have parents that not be responsible for peoples, and this has nothing to do with the president. How can you have 17-year-old daughter and you don't even know how this girl getting money to buy sanitary pad every month? How can you be happy to say that your children are in school and yet don't call to ask for money? Alright, most of your parents have abandoned your daughter to the fate of any man that will ever come across their lives in the name of the relationships. This is wrong in this behavior has nothing to do with the president. Udo says according to the word he mentioned us, this girl you seen at night standing on the street to Ozo. They are not aliens, they are people's daughters. When these girls were young, they were still little children. There was never originally plan they had from themselves. Most of our youth today are unfortunately in life because the kind of parents that raise them are very nonchalant people. When you see girls standing on the street, I want you to know that this was never the original plan they had for themselves when they were still young children. They are bigger and better dreams. Most parents have daughters who stand on the street every night, but don't even know what is going on in their lives. With just 1,000, you can pay then these girls and do whatever you want to do. Alright, parents, you need to be more responsible to your children no matter how difficult is lives. In the particular instance, as how children can turn out to be a score in our flesh as a parent, society and the nation at large, he said. How many of you ever the cleanuppers? This guy dropped out of school when he was still just 2 and a few years after, his father sent him out of house. Evans traveled to Lagos to go and survive. Where Evans was also on the street, he met a group of guys that later influenced into the robbery. And little by little, Evans joined into the path of kidnapping people to make money. This guy did his business for years and many did not know what he's really doing to survive until he became an adult, and he was later appeared by the security operative in Nigeria when Evans was still a child. I know he had better dreams and habitations for his life, but unfortunately one event turned his life around. Most of you were saying that made his decision, but I want you to understand that in every society, not everyone is strong. Why and not everyone can resist temptation to go into the crime when they are faced with the hardships. Most parents are very nonchalant, but you won't even know it. Go to school, ask around, and see how many of their boys are selling drugs on the street to survive. What about the ones doing the Yahoo, practicing rituals? Most parents don't even know what is going on in their children's lives. Some of your parents are so strictly that you believe that all your children will be ever need survive in the school in its life. Alright, he make us know that the book and the water when last UDU and if this conversation with your children, most of them have need that you don't even know about. Hudu says, according to his word, that if you can't take care of your children and the parents, who else take care of them? Most of you are not ready for this conversation because you are too emotional. Alright, this UDU gives also the advice that you want to start defending your parents, but no matter what they do, they will always be perfect in your eyes, but it's only a matter of time before you will realize that your parents hold you more responsibility than the government will ever do. I am not there here to judge any one of you. I don't even blame some of you for the things you do survive every day. Most of you are just unfortunate in life, and some of you have parents who no longer care about you. There's no society in this world that you won't see someone who is selling drugs and doing prostitution. This is to tell you that there is no perfect country, and the responsibility of the parent is greater than the leadership of any president. We shouldn't always blame the president for everything going on in life. Most of us have parents that are not judged responsibility for is added. Alright, what we try to bring out on this list right now is Buhari is not a problem of Nigeria, like Hudu source instils. And let us know that, according to him, why is it that we always blame the government for everything? Most of us as parents that's not responsible for people, and it has nothing to do with the president. How can you have 17 years old daughter and you don't even know how this girl gets money to buy sanitary pad every month? How can you be happy to say that your children are in school and yet don't call you for monies? Alright, it also make us know that social media influencer and director of the youth sanitations of the rehabilitation affairs has declared that the responsibility of every parent is greater than the leadership of any president. In his word, in his practically instant as how to know children can turn out of the sore on our flesh and parents, social society, and the nation at large. He said, "How many of you know Evans, the kidnappers? This guy dropped out for school when he was still GSS2, and a few years after his father sent him out of the school, Evans traveled to Lagos and go to survive. Meanwhile, Evans was hustling on the street and he met a group of guys that later influenced into the robbery, and little by little, Evans joined into the pattern of kidnapping people to make monies." Most of you will say he's made his decision, but I want you to understand that in the every society, not everyone strong why, and not even everyone can resist interpretation to go into the crime when they are facing